Good morning.
Welcome to the Network Weekly.
Yes.
I got that right.
We still talk about hot topics of
Yeah.
the week. But yes, the name did change last week, which was fun.
Yeah, well, all done. We're all ready to go. There's so much going on. We told you about it last week. So we're not going to drill down again. You want more information, just go to
the video wherever you're watching it. It was a video from last week.
Yeah.
So we literally went through everything. But since then, we've been very busy, and the world has been very busy. Did anybody get impacted by the great Instagram outage of Halloween Day?
Not me.
No, I think I'm the only one. I actually hadn't gone on Instagram that day. And then I'm part of a sort of social media digital marketing Facebook group. And all of a sudden I got this notification that I had been tagged. And I was like, what? And somebody said that there was a lot of Instagram accounts down, and mine was one of them. So I went in, and sure enough, mine was impacted by the great Instagram outage of Halloween Day. We thought it was fun. It was Halloween Day.
You always get all that stuff, right?
If it's going to happen, it's going to happen to me. But I didn't panic. So what did everyone do? And this became the big joke. What did everybody do as soon as they found out that you might be impacted by an Instagram outage?
Go to Twitter.
Yep. And the memes were hysterical day because it was literally everyone showing mass amounts of people either running through a field or coming down an escalator. And it's like, here's us all going to Twitter.
Yeah.
So if anybody thinks that Twitter is dead,
it's not.
It is not. When things happen in the world, that is the first place that everyone goes, and everyone was going to Twitter because that's where the most up-to-date information was going to come from. So we all knew it was an outage. It was actually really interesting because there was probably a sprinkle of people that were like, oh, my Instagram account is down. What do I do?
Yeah.
Do I have to reset my password? I'm like, okay, read.
Yeah. Just chill.
Their issue. There's
Chill.
nothing you can do. So
yeah,
enjoy Twitter.
It happens. It happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Your power goes out, something goes wrong. It's okay. And enjoy Twitter.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Even though it's an interesting thing because Elon is now taken over Twitter. He fired a ton of people, set up some new rules. There's a bunch of pompous celebrities who are leaving Twitter. Good riddance, because they're just okay. Stephen King was one of them. Did you read this? So Elon has said that he's going to start charging for the verified check marks.
Yes,
right?
I did hear that.
Right, and he said what did he say? $8 or something,
$20 a year.
Yeah,
or some ridiculously low amount of money.
And Stephen King says, "I'm leaving. That's ridiculous. He should be paying me." Fuck off. Sorry, you pompous asshole. Because I'm sorry, you have more money than God. And even if I don't believe in God, but you have more money than him.
Anybody.
And you're sitting there going, oh, I shouldn't have to pay. And some people who are just trying to get a little bit of status are going to pay. They'll pull out the $20 and pay. I shouldn't have swore. You can cut that out. And but I mean, seriously, I was so mad because I'm
ridiculous.
It's one thing about saying you're leaving because you don't agree with his politics or you don't agree with him, bringing Trump back or whatever he's doing. I don't know what he's doing, but to leave because you don't want to pay. And because Elon said $8 to him, he said back to him, what about $8?
Yeah. Not okay.
No.
It's nothing.
No.
It is nothing. It is marginal. It is what it is. But that was an interesting move for him. But you also have to go, why would Elon say that? Because they know it's $20. So is he trying to just push out the people that?
Well, I think
I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
He told the board that he was going to start making this baby profitable because right now the only way they make money is on ads, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, he paid $1 gazillion for it. He's got to make it profitable.
Gazillion, yeah.
And so fine. If you want to charge $20 for a verified check mark, okay, charge $20. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
It really isn't, right? And so, but it's one thing if some person who's struggling to make their business happen and it's impacting them, but for some arrogant millionaire to say you should be paying me,
because if you don't want to pay the $20, then it comes down to not a financial, it's not a financial decision. It's not a financial motivator. You are doing it because you want to take a stand.
Yeah.
right? He's taking a stand
Yeah.
against it.
But
and
that's
if you,
what's wrong with celebrities, right?
right. But that's what I mean. Like if he'd kind of come out and said, you know what, I'm taking a stand against this for the people who are trying to make a living off social media, whatever.
Right. Absolutely.
Like then there would have been a rally around to support that.
Yeah.
But they don't come out and do that. They come out and they're
Say,
very
like, you should
I'm
be
not gonna-
paying
yeah,
me.
I'm not going to pay.
Well,
you.
then stay off the platform. Good riddance. We don't want you there. I don't know. I'm sorry. I swore. I still feel bad about that. But that's who I am.
She is very passionate.
But I was just,
Very passionate
I get passionate about people that are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like the people that are celebrities or incredibly wealthy and live in bubbles and think that somehow what they say matters or that we care, because we don't.
Right.
Because you do not live in the real world.
Yeah.
And for you to sit there and say something like that is beyond ridiculous. So just, I mean, if you're going to leave Twitter, leave.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you don't have to
But you
tell
don't have-
everybody.
But that's the irony of social media, right? Like the amount of people this summer that posted,
Oh yeah.
I'm taking a break of social media, or I'm not going to be on this particular platform, or I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. It's okay.
It was actually really interesting. I was talking, speaking of that, I was talking to somebody. So sometimes you get engrossed in your own business that you forget that other people, and we are at fault of this as well.
Yeah.
We get so engrossed in developing stuff, and sometimes we go, oh, like we haven't actually told
Told
everybody
everyone.
exactly what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Which is why we took last week as the opportunity to kind of lay everything out, because we wanted to make sure. So same thing happened. A girl contacted me. She was going to launch her podcast.
Yeah.
So what happened is a personal thing happened in her family, and she needed to focus on that. So she called me to find out, like, what do I need to do? Like, should I be like raising the flag? Should I be like telling everybody? Should I be making a big announcement about this? And I said, well, you're so engrossed in it
Yeah.
because you've been spending all of this time doing it. You haven't actually told a lot of people
Yeah.
what you're going to be doing. So you don't have to try to backtrack.
No.
So it was very interesting. I feel like sometimes we're like that too.
Yeah, I mean it is true. And yeah, we think more people listen to us than they do.
Or just that they know what's in our heads.
Yeah,
Because
and-
they know what we're working on behind the scenes, but they don't.
But then we don't like it's always amazing to us that then people send us messages and we go, huh, all those people are listening to us, right? So you never know.
You don't.
But yeah, you're always, it's your little insulated bubble that you're in, just like these celebrities. So
they live in a bubble, and
it's-
sometimes we think we do.
Well, yeah, but the difference is I would never say to somebody, oh, you should pay me for being on your platform. Like, I just wouldn't do stuff like that.
Yeah, but I probably wouldn't make an announcement that I'm leaving a platform either.
No, then there's plenty of them that have. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, we're leaving because Elon took over. Oh, yeah, okay, leave. Like, just leave. Just quietly close your
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Nobody would even notice,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Or when the other change in landscape. So again, the big internet outage of Halloween, we had Twitter. Everyone ran to Twitter. Then people are now talking about Twitter with Elon Musk taking over. And the other change in the social media landscape is TikTok is now talking about being a photo platform. So Instagram came out probably about a month ago and stated that they were going to be now known as a video platform. They sort of made a stand. This is what they're going to be. They started off as a photo sharing platform. They're now switching gears and they are now a video platform. Everyone's trying to compete with YouTube, which I think is hysterical. You can't.
Who's the only pure company that's stuck with what they do?
Literally
They do videos. That's all they do.
And they've stuck with it from day one.
Yeah.
Like they've literally, we're going to be the next YouTube. No, we're not. Because guess what? YouTube started doing shorts.
Yeah.
I'll talk about YouTube in a
But
second.
they're still videos.
Yeah, exactly. They haven't changed.
No.
So TikTok came out and they said, okay, well, if you're going to do this, we're going to do that. I kind of like this now kind of, tennis game that these platforms are playing. So TikTok came out and said, okay, well, if you're no longer going to focus on videos, on photos, we'll focus on photos. So what you can do on TikTok now is they actually have what they call photo mode. So what they'll do is you can click as many photos as you would like. I don't know, probably like 10, probably not 100. But, and if you click photo mode and you click the music, then what it'll do is it'll do a little slideshow of your photos and it'll kind of transition with the music kind of thing. So I tried it out. It's kind of cool.
Which is more my speed. I don't need to do videos every day.
Well, I think it's interesting because it just shows that TikTok is getting away from, the dancing, the singing, you don't have to
Yeah.
do cutesy videos or whatever. If they kind of come out and said, no, you know what, you can use photos
Yeah.
in the same way. And I think that was in response to Instagram. So you're right. YouTube Shorts has been a huge game changer, I think, for that platform. And most people now have the ability to choose your YouTube handle.
Yeah.
So they did come up with YouTube handles. It's very similar to TikTok, the way that they write their URL, like youtube.com/ and they go @ and then your YouTube handle. So good for YouTube, because it used to be you needed a certain size of channel in order to get a customized URL, is what they call it. And now they rolled out handles, and I just saw on the last couple of accounts of mine, like some personal ones that I do have Google accounts for, but I don't really have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I'm now getting emails saying that YouTube handles is now on your account.
Yeah.
So if you have not checked out your own YouTube channel in a while, you probably have YouTube handles, and you can go set that up.
Yeah, I have 2. So, and I was posting on the wrong one. So I don't even know. I think I made another one because I couldn't figure out how to get into the old one like 100 years ago. And then I saw it, and then I was like, I still don't know how to get into it. So no idea.
Well, ours is youtube.com/ @ the Mastermind City.
Yeah.
It was actually really funny because, of course, we use the
Yeah.
Mastermind City, the network. We use it purposely. So I sent a note to Faye, and I'm like, well, hey, like, we can get our YouTube handle is now on for our YouTube channel. Should we use the Mastermind City or just Mastermind City? And we've always been the Mastermind City, and we kind of sometimes go back and forth on what we're actually going to use. And I'm like, Mastermind City, and I didn't put the in, and of course it's taken. So, because who would put, like, of course, because it's a pretty common thing. So of course it's the. So now everything is the Mastermind City, the network.
Yeah.
And it's on purpose.
Yes. So I mean, it's good. I mean, I think that YouTube. It's good for them, whoever decided to put the handles in, because that was the one thing people didn't like, because you couldn't find somebody if they didn't have enough, followers, and it was hard to do. So, good for them. I will say, they are in times of, we've talked about this before, and whenever you get screwed up on Google or you lose your email, or they're the only people that respond. So, and that was something that my son told me. He said to message them on Twitter, and the YouTube help people will respond and they'll fix it for you, and they have. So I still, still my favorite platform, and I still, I just think they're like quiet, you know what I mean? They don't need to be pompous like the rest of them who are saying, we're doing this and we're doing that. YouTube's just like, hey, we're cool. We're good. We know what we're doing. We don't need to do anything else.
Exactly. So I think they're probably, like you said, the only other one I mean, Twitter has changed over the years slightly, but still kind of stuck. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Elon. But Twitter really has, I mean, short, concise sentences, tweets. They really have. They tried different things. They do have audio rooms. And so does LinkedIn, and I'm finding this very interesting, because every time I log into LinkedIn, it's, have you done an audio event? And so they're pushing audio, and Twitter Spaces is what it's called. So they have audio rooms. My son has actually talked about some that he's popped into, and he finds them hysterical.
Right.
He just finds the conversations are really, really interesting, because, people kind of come together, and it's like you're eavesdropping.
And Twitter is a different beast. Like when Clubhouse was around, it was, everyone jumped on to like really have business conversations or conversations about interests and stuff. But Twitter is like kind of wild, wild west. Right?
Exactly.
And they're probably going to be even wilder now. So the conversations would be like, like when you're watching a dumb show, like if you're watching The Bachelorette, you jump on Twitter while you're watching it, right? Because the comments are funnier than the actual show. So, there's, Twitter's obviously never going to go away. I think it's funny as heck. And, but it's also the number one place I go to get information on a, as it happens basis. Because, there's no like real news feed on Instagram or TikTok that's like that, right? So Twitter, if something's happening, it instantly, and then you can, do your what's trending, or you can put in the hashtag and you can get the information right away.
Yeah.
So even like as far as, when there's accidents or there's something happening in local communities, all the police stations or the offices have their own feed.
Yeah,
on Twitter,
yeah.
and they will tell you. So
Exactly.
do all the, the hydro and power outages. Everyone says, go to Twitter.
Yeah.
So you know what? It's still the right source for information. Too bad, Stephen King, you're not going to get your information. You're going to have to, dial it in somehow. But
but it's just interesting because people are like, so what's the latest in social media? It's like, okay, well, like sit down, let's have a coffee. Because it's a longer conversation than it used to be, right? Like it used to be, okay, well, Facebook's Facebook and, Twitter's Twitter, all of that kind of stuff. But this whole sort of battle and stuff like that. And then there's a girl. So this is the other interesting thing. I think I was telling you about this yesterday. So TikTok kind of came out, and when they first came out, it was, very entertaining content creation. And now they've kind of moved to, a sort of away from the dancing and all that kind of stuff, like I kind of said before, and they definitely want some more information, education.
Right.
So, but they want it in an entertaining way, so edutainment. And then they kind of said, well, if you want to give information, don't just sit there and talk like talking head.
Yeah.
Do something.
Oh. Now where are you going now? One of my biggest pet peeves. Go ahead.
I feel like there's a drum roll.
Yeah.
But you have to do something. So it's not like you can just stand and talk. They want you to do something or switch the camera or just to make it really engaging. And that's just a sign of our society in general, that we cannot for 30 seconds stop and watch a video, or even for 15. You have to be doing something. You have to be moving. You have to switch the camera. You need to keep them engaged because they leave a, mind, whatever, time of less than a goldfish attention span. So there's this girl, I really like her information, and she's very, very interesting in regards to how she's positioning different ways of using platforms. So even different than what I've thought of in the past. Love her, love what she says, love her content, but this big but, what she does is she's taken the whole you have to do something to the nth degree. And what she does is she teaches people about social media while she's putting on her makeup.
Oh, I hate that.
Why? I don't understand.
It's not a makeup tutorial.
No, and the only reason you should be putting on makeup is if you're selling it.
Yeah.
Go to my site, see what eyelashes I have. Go to my site to see the foundation that I've just put on. I want to show you how easy it is to use. This is how you can go buy it, whatever the case may be. But don't put on your makeup because you feel like you have to do something while you're talking about Instagram.
If you're talking, so bizarre. Like if you want movement, then walk. Put it on a selfie stick and walk, right?
Exactly.
Just add some movement.
Yeah, and that I like. And there's a girl, Linda's just saying 7 seconds to make that first impression. Yep.
Well, that first impression, put on your makeup, isn't going to work for me.
Right. And it's making me not want to watch her, but I love her content. And so this other girl who teaches about Canva, there's actually a lot of them, by the way. If you want to learn a lot about Canva, TikTok is where to go. Like there's so many accounts that are showing different tips and tricks. And this girl does the, hey, let me show you this. And then she flips to another camera. Okay, let me show you what's on her screen. And then you're back to her screen and she shows you what to do. And that's it. That I can handle. A really quick, turn of the head or whatever. It kind of snaps you out of your zombie mode. But yeah.
And then,
don't put on your makeup because you feel like you have to do something.
So I was on. You guys know I don't really go on TikTok much. So I went on TikTok because I was in my Apple News feed. Told me to go there. So I went to watch one video, and then obviously the next one comes up, and then there's this girl. And it's like a humor. She's like, transplanted from another country living in this country. And she's talking about her experiences, which is very common.
Very common. Yep, exactly.
So, it's interesting and cute and funny, but she's always doing these awkward movements because she thinks she's supposed to.
Because you feel like you need to. Exactly. And this is what we're taught.
And I'm embarrassed for her. Like I'm watching, I only saw one and I'm so embarrassed for her because I'm like, you're funny. This stuff's good, but now you're making it bad because you look dumb.
Yeah, and I think that's where I know we've talked about this before, but that's what I like about Be Real.
Yeah,
is that there's nothing. It's such a simplistic. Take a picture, front and back camera. You see what you see, and what you look like in the moment, you post, there's nothing more to it. And I'm hoping that the TikTok video will actually kind of tune down, or
Yeah.
like some of that tone down, I guess
Yeah.
is the term I meant to use. Some of that feeling that you have to do something.
Yeah, that's why I didn't never like TikTok, because I didn't like the fake, like the ones that were legit, but the ones that are just, they're trying way too hard
Yeah.
to like somehow engage so they'll go viral. It's just like, if you have cool information, people are going to come, right? Like, so I'm watching this thing on how to make carved pumpkins, right?
Oh, that's
So okay, let's talk about this, because here, let's see if anyone else is as dumb as us. Okay?
We did not know this.
So I'm reading Apple Newsfeed, and it's like Jennifer Aniston is carving this pumpkin, and like, here's her quick tips or whatever. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
her
okay.
hack. Her,
I'm like, this is
yeah.
going to be stupid. So okay, so I of course jump on and I go onto it, and a couple things she did. One is she got a cookie cutter, a star. She put it for the eye with a mallet, and boom, you had a perfect eye, which I thought very brilliant.
Very brilliant.
I never thought of it, but like,
okay.
it's not a game changer, but brilliant.
Okay.
And then she said put Vaseline on the inside of it or whatever, and that prevents it from whatever. And those are good tips, but I'm like, not, life changing.
Good. Yeah.
So I don't do a lot of pumpkins anymore because my kids are old, but I've carved pumpkins forever. And you make the face, then you have to clean out the
You cut a hole at the
inside.
top.
Yeah.
You clean it
Clean
all
it all
out.
out, and then you're trying to get it flat so you can put the damn candle in, right? And you're trying to scrape, remember?
Scrape the bottom. It's like, well, the candle's not sitting, scrape some more.
Yeah,
Candle's not sitting, scrape some more.
which is what I thought. That's how everyone does it.
That's
right?
what I've done.
I don't know. I never learned how to do a pumpkin. It was just, that's what you did.
Yeah.
So here's Jennifer Aniston doing her pumpkin.
Brilliant.
And what she does, which everyone's going to laugh at us because everyone else probably knows this but us.
That's okay. They're going to go, well, duh, I do that all the time. Or maybe it's just Jennifer. And shout out to Jennifer Aniston. You know what? You taught us something.
But what she does is she cuts a hole in the bottom of the pumpkin, takes that piece out, and then puts the pumpkin over a candle on a flat surface. And I was like, I have been doing it wrong for 30 years. And then I was like telling Stacey, and I was like, oh my God, she's going to think I'm really stupid.
No, you scrape the bottom of that pumpkin to make sure it's flat so you can put the candle on top. So in whole, there's a lot of videos. I was today years old when I learned that you could take the bottom out of the pumpkin and put it over the candle. So thank you, Jennifer Aniston. Never thought about that in my life.
So I know this really didn't change your business life, but I just thought, so what it does tell you is when you might think you know how to do everything really well, but then somebody goes, oh, why don't you just do this? And normally that's us, right?
Yeah.
Normally we're the people that go, oh, just do this way. And then people go, I didn't think about that. But we're always telling them technology and business and laptops and all this stuff. And we're telling them how to do it. But when it comes to things like pumpkins, do not come to us.
Well, and that goes back to the old saying: if you've always done it one way, like or what's the saying? If you've always done the way you've always done it, you're always going to get the same result. So year after year, we're going to get the same result.
And sometimes your candle kind of starts falling inside because it's got that lump. And I don't know, let us know. Go in the chat and tell us, does everybody know this but us?
Yeah, are we the only ones that were scraping the bottom of that pumpkin because I felt like I needed to get the candle flat? I don't know, but you know what? It's just looking at things differently. So I showed this particular thing to my son the other day, and he goes, you know what? I consider myself pretty creative when I see different things and putting things together and stuff. He goes, but this is brilliant.
Yeah.
How someone came up with this, this particular small little piece. So backstory before I show it to you. Drum roll. So the new iOS 16 came out for Apple. So if you've not updated your laptop or your computer, go ahead and update it because the update has actually been really cool. They have a couple of really cool new features like Stage Manager, and you can use your phone as...
Okay, just hold on before you go on.
Oh my God. Most people knew that. Really?
No, I don't think so.
I disagree. Most people know that.
About the pumpkins.
I don't agree.
No, I don't.
I need more support.
So before she shows you this piece, I just want to make sure that for those of you who have PCs, go out and buy a Mac. Okay.
We had that conversation. I have friends who are very, very focused on having a PC. But anyway, so the new iOS came out. And of course, with everything else, Faye and I jump on it. I think we kind of alluded to it one time. We're like literally go, okay, we got to download this.
Yeah.
And then we found out that you can use your phone as a webcam.
Which is amazing.
And it works fantastic, like really, really cool. But of course, how are you going to hold your phone to have it propped up on top of your laptop? And there's a piece, which I'm going to show you here in a second. But the funny part is that we both order it immediately.
Right away.
And then the next day it says, well, you're not going to get to the end of November. So we don't need this, just so we're clear. Like, but we need to we want it so badly, we need to have it.
Yeah.
So I go home and I drive to the Apple store. Like I get the notification that day. I'm like, I'm not waiting to the end of November. I checked to see where stock was and I drive to the Apple store. Did you know that there was one of the girls in the Apple store, I don't know if I told you this, that didn't know what this was and why it was necessary?
Really?
In the Apple store.
Wow.
And I said, well, haven't you done the new update?
Yeah.
And she goes, no. And I said, well, I did it today.
That's why you're here.
And she was fascinated. So she goes over to another employee going, did you know you could use your phone as a webcam? And he goes, yeah, it's on the new update. So because of that, somebody came up with this cool, very small little thing that is twofold. So number one, if you don't have this is the most brilliant case in the world. It's called a MagSafe case. And this just literally sticks to it, which is great. But so it's twofold. Number one, I mean, we've all seen these forever. The ring, the ring holders that you can literally hold onto your phone. It's not great because again, it's stuck to it. It's not permanent. This is the game changer.
Yeah.
So literally there's this little piece. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, a little piece that comes out that would hook on the back of hook onto your laptop. And this would hold onto your phone. And then you would literally use your phone with this stuck onto it as your webcam.
Isn't that amazing?
Brilliant.
Because your Apple iPhone will always be better than the webcam.
And that's what Apple said,
Yeah.
that the cameras on the phones are so good, we will never be able to compete with the cameras on your computer. So they solved the problem.
Amazing.
And now if I were to go on to, like right now, if I were to switch my camera, which I'm not going to do mid live, but I could literally switch my camera to my phone and boom, there's no issue.
Yeah.
So
It's just back and forth.
so cool. So my son saw this and went, who thought of this? Because it's a different company. This isn't made by Apple.
No. But Belkin makes all this stuff.
Yeah,
It's
Belkin,
Belkin, right?
absolutely. So they got a heads up.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
I don't know either.
I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry. Linda's asking what it's called. I don't know what it's called.
If you'll excuse me, I can get it.
Yeah, she'll tell you what it's called. She'll actually get the packaging because I had to bring one up for her. So very, very cool. Like they obviously got a heads up that this was happening with Apple, that the new iOS was coming out, and it is literally called, I probably could have figured this out. It's literally called an iPhone mount with MagSafe.
Right.
Like that's as
Just
simple
go
as
to
it
the
was.
Apple store.
And type in iPhone mount.
They also have them on Amazon, but again, if you want this one, the Belkin one, we like to use devices that are sold in the Apple store because we know that they're Apple certified.
And they're going to work
Yeah.
really well. So
Here, I'll
again,
show this very close so people can see it.
yeah. So, and that's it. So really, really cool. So again, Belkin or whatever, obviously got a heads up that this is what was happening with the iOS. These are some of the features that we're coming out with. And somebody went, oh, well then obviously we need a mount
Yeah.
to hold the camera on top of your laptop so that you can use your camera
Yeah.
phone.
And it's,
I was so cool.
and it is, if you don't have a MagSafe case for your new phone, I mean, I tell everybody to buy one because, you can put a magnet in your car, no more, pulling out holders or stuff. It just, so there's a charger that it can sit on. MagSafe is the way to go now.
Absolutely.
Because everything is made for it. You don't have to take it out of your case. That's why they're doing it now, because before, sometimes you have to mount, when you had to use your iPhone on, you put it on a tripod and stuff, you have to take it out of your case.
Exactly.
So you don't have to do that anymore with these cases. And, it'll just get easier and easier as we go along. But like, how great is that you can now you don't have to carry a webcam around, right? And so I know a lot of people don't use webcams; they just use their regular laptop. But you know, the picture isn't great, and you'll notice, especially in a business setting, when you're on like a Zoom call, and there's 4 of you, and you're the only one with a webcam, and you look great, right? It's very clear, and
Yeah.
people don't understand that, like when you see fuzzy in that, people don't like listen to you as much because they're distracted.
It is true. And you know what? You can use portrait mode
Yeah.
on there as well. And you can change some stuff in the settings, which is
Yeah.
really cool. So I thought this was really good. I think of when, you know, I've gone to Halifax as an example. Like I go to visit my parents quite often. And I don't have a webcam there.
Right.
And I do notice the difference,
It's-
right? When I'm there, I'm like, oh, the lighting's not that good. Like, you know, I'm this camera and I'm frustrated. She looks
Yeah.
great and I don't. Now I can look good.
Yeah. There's so many good features that came out of iOS 16. So if you guys haven't updated it, like, you know, Stacey alluded to Stage Manager, which is another really cool thing where all your windows can stay on the side and you can pull them back and forth. There's a lot of other cool things that came out too on both the iPhone and on your Mac, whether it's a laptop or desktop or an iPad. The iPad, another cool update is that you can now finally use your iPad as another screen.
Yep. Very easily.
with your laptop. I mean, you could have MacGyvered it before, but it was still very hard. But
Yeah.
now the Mac laptop is becoming more like your phone. It's becoming more like your iPad. So shortly, I would assume everything's going to be very, very smooth. But I mean, that's the beauty of Mac. Sorry, PC people. I know you guys are like, you know.
But and one of the one of the big things that I really like now that it's working is the handoff.
Yeah.
So if I'm in a FaceTime call on my phone, I literally go to my laptop, open it up, I click switch, and boom, it's on my computer right
Yeah.
away. So I don't miss the call. I don't have to go, oh, hang on, I'm going to hang up from you and I'm going to go to my computer. You can just literally click handoff,
Yeah.
and boom, you're back on your
Like, how
computer.
great is
and then it's
that?
like, oh, hang on, you know what? I got to go, but we're not done.
Yeah.
Back on your phone, and it doesn't skip
Yeah.
a beat. And then you can you can take it with
So
you. So I like that.
download it, but also then I always just go to YouTube. I don't go to the Apple Pure sites because they'll tell you, you know, the snazzy features, but the guys on YouTube will tell you
Yeah.
how they all work.
Yeah.
So just punch in iOS 16.1 latest features, and then you'll get a ton of YouTubers that'll actually walk you through and show you how all the features work. And that is, then you'll really get everything there is to use from those things, because a lot of times people do updates, but they don't even pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then like 6 months later, you'll go, well, why are you doing it this way? And they'll be like, I didn't know I could
didn't
do
know
it
it
any other
could.
way.
Exactly.
So do it. Go ahead and do it. I mean, we would highly recommend this. You can get, like, as we said, a knockoff version in Amazon, but we know this one's going to work because it's Belkin. So go ahead, and we didn't make any commission on that.
Yep.
So
We don't make anything. We just want to give you information.
yeah,
But yeah, it looks great on the phone. Works really well, and then you can use some of the new features like webcam.
yeah, like, it's just, there's so many things out there, and I know a lot of people are saying, well, there's too much information, it's hard to keep up. But it isn't, because everything that if you literally devote, I think the video that I watched was 7 minutes, the YouTuber, and in 7 minutes, I learned everything about what was important about the new features.
Yep.
And what it does is make everything more productive. It shortens the time span it takes to do everything. So that 7 minutes is well worth the investment that, you know, and it's not complicated. It's actually, when people are always afraid of the new updates, it actually makes everything easier.
Absolutely. And the
So-
YouTubers are really, really cool, because not only tell you what the feature is, like that's what the Apple native
Yeah.
videos and stuff, they'll tell you what the feature is, but they'll actually tell you on YouTube, or the YouTuber will tell you how to use it, or like
right.
what they use it for,
Right.
versus here's the feature. It's no, here's how to use it, and here's how I use
Yeah.
it. You know, so even more tips and tricks.
Yeah. So, like, you know, with Stage Manager, which I think is brilliant, was like, you know, Apple was like, you can pull it here, you can pull it back. And we're like, but how do you keep it there? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, or why would I use that?
and then YouTubers like, oh, you got to, you know, shift click. And then it was all of a sudden like, that was a game changer. Didn't know you could do that.
right, exactly. Like small things like that, crazy.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we are going to sign off for today. Have a fantastic week. And don't forget to go to do